Patrick here. I have Cheetah Wheel View, and yeah, doing a pop up middle of the month. I've taken November off, as many of you may know, but decided to come up here anyway. Say hi. Yeah, just seeing what everybody else has been up to. Looks like everybody's staying busy. That's great. That's awesome. All right, let's see who's here. Huh. Okay. Looks like they updated monitors. Whoa, it's Larry the Cat Dad. What's going on, Larry? Are you in for the night, or you want to come up for a few minutes? Good for you, Anthony. Still no job. Well, they'll come. You live in New York. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, give me a holler if you want to come up, and I'll drop you the link. So I don't know what I'm doing up here. Just talking. Bummed out. The college football season has taken a dump. The Steelers are taking a dump. I suspect by the first week of December, I'll be eating cat food because I don't think the Steelers are going to win tomorrow, and that means they'll be swept by the Bengals, and I'll be have to eat some cat food in December. So yeah, that's not going to be any fun. Yeah, your Giants are taking a lump too. Yeah, sheesh. A lot of teams are taking the dump this year. A lot of teams. I mean, the AFC North is just like, who else to just call that? That's just that's a garbage division this year. It's a garbage division, man. I cannot believe that I can't believe how thin some of these teams are when they lose one or two starters. It's like, wow, you don't have any backups at all, and sure. Yeah, I'm gonna be on here for a minute, Larry. So take your time. If you can come on up, yeah, that'd be all right. All right. So I was talking to my sister um, last night, and I just got done making I just got done doing a guest spot, or going to set up a guest spot for our good friend Ryan. So he's going to come on Retro Jam, and we were going to do Nickelodeon. I got a Nickelodeon, like a sampler. So I put it in my closet, talking to my sister. All of a sudden, and Paladin's on the bed. He's hanging out on the bed. I see him raise his head up and look toward the den. So I mean, he did it like he heard something. Well, he must have heard it like a few seconds before I did, because he saw it, looked, and then I'm still talking, and all of a sudden, then I hear just tremendous noise. Hey, Dominic, how are you, sir? Tremendous noise. So all the movies I have stacked up in the closet, it just got too top heavy because there's so many in there, and they just collapsed, like collapsed, just like. So so now I have to try to find that Nickelodeon. I mean, we're not talking like 20 or 30 movies fell over. We're talking like hundreds, probably two or 300. That's what the library will do to you. So, I don't have the greatest of lights in my den, so I have to wait till tomorrow and see if I can find that. Um, that's I put it. I thought I had put it on there, and lo and behold, it collapsed. So if Ryan's hearing this, we might have to go to an alternative watch while I look for that. While I try to find that that one movie out of a haystack. Uh, as many of you guys know, so I live in Michigan, and my wife went to school in Western Michigan, and graduated from Western Michigan, and that school is in Kalamazoo. We call it Kazoo. Um, and so all of a sudden, like Kazoo has suddenly made the news for all the wrong reasons. Um, there was a young lady last year who has fallen upon hard times. Um, she lost her job and she lost her home, and she's been homeless. I don't not now, but back then when this was done, and she wanted to know if she could park her car on church ground as a sort of like a sanctuary, and the church said no. Like you have to move your car, you can't stay here. Well, of course, she's a little bit chuffed by that because it's like, churches are supposed to help out, sanctuary if possible, which was in the case here possible. In fact, the church prides itself on reaching out to those who need help. We got to help out we got to help out the unfortunate. So the lady was a little bit, her feelings were hurt because she was just being treated as like a subhuman. So she went inside the church and she just said, I'm not asking for anything from anybody. I'm just asking if I could park my car here and sleep. It's a safe area. Hey, there they are. Uh, let's see. Now, who is this? Because you guys all come underneath the mantle. I will say hello to the Indie Escape, but I don't know who I'm talking to. Uh, so I know I've been off for the month too. Joe, okay, Joe. Joe is here. Joe, greetings, sir. Greetings. I will be coming back and being more active in December, and definitely need to come by and pay a visit to your live streams. This lady, nice lady too. You could hear her voice, pleasant, not aggressive at all, just like sort of like stunned. Um, and just saying, hey, I just need to. You had the pastor, one of the pastors, and you had the secretary. The secretary was calling the police on this poor woman, telling her she couldn't stay here, and the pastor was filming her. So the lady and the pastor were doing a film off because she, I don't blame her for that either, for recording it, because I would love to have seen her reaction too. Now, you think that a woman with a pastor would sit there and say, "Listen, what do you need?" Now I know a lot of churches can't do that for everybody, but this is a singular case. There's not like 50 people out there all clamoring to park their cars. It's just one person. And so her reaction was just to film her. No compassion. Got threatened to have the cops called on her from the church did. Church. Christianity, Christians. I don't know what word I hate worse now, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if I hate the term social influencer or Christian. It's a 6'7". right? 6, 7. Um, so so some they basically chased her off. Well, some other people on the internet caught a hold of that, even though the because she had posted it up there, and nothing really happened. But a year later, this lady reposted it again, and I don't blame her. But this time, the video got traction. Now more people saw it than the first time. Yeah. So we find out, besides this Christian church, um, we find out that the pastor has married a convicted sex offender. He's on the sex offender list. The pastor's husband, fine Christian man, I'm sure. Probably teaches Sunday school. But yeah, he's a convicted felon. He's on the SA list, sexual. If you have to tell people who you are, what you got convicted for. That the saying, he is without sin. Let him cast the first stone. Yeah, that's what I was sitting there just like, wow. Um, what a groovy thing to hear this week. Really weird and twisted. Um, now I'm not. I know that people raise money for this lady. Like I said, I mean, when you saw her, she's not. She didn't look drugged out. She had. She only got $900 a month, and $900 a month is not enough to get you. It's hardly enough to get you groceries, let alone housing, especially here in Michigan. Even though Michigan, you would think, would be one of the more affordable places to get a house at. That's not the true. That's not the case at all. Michigan is just as high as anywhere else. Um, but some people with compassion reached out, did a couple of fundraisers, and the last we've heard, the lady was had a home, had a small apartment, getting back on her feet. Though no help to the good people from the church in Kalamazoo. Uh, and the thing is, though, too, it's like it's this is underreported. A lot of people they continually to point the fingers at California like that's the only place where we have homelessness in this country, and I can tell you it's not by half. Um, there are a lot. There's a lot. I Las Vegas is really bad. Um, Portland. I mean, outside of Portland, it has been hit pretty hard. A lot of places in the South have you know have homeless camps. There's a lot out there, and it's only getting worse. Um, it's just people just cannot afford to find affordable housing. Even if they're working, they still can't find affordable housing. That's the kick-ass thing, right? That's the thing that kicks you in your ass. It's like, and you tell that the people, people poke fun at the people in California, and it's like, do you know that most of those people that you see down in California, Southern California, that are living in a van or an RV, that they have jobs? Many of them have more than one job. Yeah, it is absolutely, Dominic. Absolutely. It's unbelievable. Um, it's it's not like people, people are on California. They are on the SNAP card, which was the other big thing that was going on with the government shutdown. Was that our fearless fascist leader decided not to give SNAP out to the people who needed it. Of course, it being November and whatnot. Um, We had people on TikTok making fun of the people who were losing their Snap card. Yeah, TikTok's a little vicious. But I tell you one thing about TikTok. I have to say this: you can be vicious on there all you want. You certainly can. You can get out there and roast people, but by God, you better be in a bomb shelter when you do that shit because people there will crush you. They will absolutely, positively crush you. It's good to see because it still says that we still have a heartbeat in this country. Um, oh, with honors, that's with Brendan Fraser. Uh, so yeah, so there's a lot of people out there making fun of people not getting their Snap card, and yeah, they're just catching shit. They're catching so much fire. It's like you feel honestly, you sort of feel sorry for them. Okay, maybe you don't. Um, but they get roasted so bad, they literally get chased off the site. Um, and that goes with the other term I mentioned that's not really in my favor these days is social influencer. Um, there's been several cases of late where food influencers have called up restaurants. They called up restaurants and they've asked if they can come in there if they could trade a meal for a write up. Like I have you know I have 50,000 followers, and I could help you increase your business. Whereas 30,000 of those followers are probably just bots, right? Hey, Jen, how are you? How are you? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. I'm soapboxing right now. Yeah, yeah, I'm doing a little soapboxing. But we'll talk a little film later for sure. Um, so there's this one that's been the best one that I've seen so far. There's been a lot, unfortunately. Unfortunately, there is a lot. But the one I saw was the best one was this young baker named Jenna. I don't know how she say her name in I think Pasalis. Uh yes, I definitely need I definitely need to talk. Um I don't know how to say her last name. It's in French. And she has a wonderful bakery in Arizona and her food is man, it looks so damn good. Well, anyway, uh, this social influencer called up and said that they'd like to do a collaboration with this bakery, and the owner of the bakery, Jenna, said that she couldn't afford to do that at this time. It takes like she wants to come in and get like $100 worth of food, and that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and you see her bakery, and you can see that it takes a lot of money to keep that thing going. It's an elite bakery. The way it's laid out, the equipment that she got, those are not just people behind the counter working it. People off the street. I'm sure many of them are probably going to culinary school while they're working for Jenna. I'm positive of that. She's got a real skilled staff. Well, this influencer, well, she decided to take it upon herself to go in the next day and bought a lot of food or some food, and then she proceeded to rip the bakery for no reason, calling her ingredients like fake and I've seen better and just this is all bullshit. She was just doing in retaliation. Um, No, no, there really isn't. Like I said, her bakery is elite. Uh, it's it's amazingly good. Yeah, so this influencer goes in there and trashes the place. trying to trash her reputation, but it backfires. I mean, yeah. She gets steamed rolled. I mean, really rolled. Uh, Not only by just the casual people, which were of supremely many, but there's actually a couple of legitimate food bloggers out there, and I don't know them. I only know their name. I know also I know in TikTok world it's a big name, but this one guy came in here, Keith Lee, and I guess he makes enough money to do this, but he jumped on a plane with some friends, flew down to Arizona and visited Jenna's Bakery, and of course just gave nothing but love to the bakery. Ever since that review has come out and the backlash happened, every day, every day, there's a line out the door around the block for her for people to get in. You have to get there. Her doors open at 7. I say you have to get there at 6 to get a good, decent, place in line. I mean, if you're driving to work and you feel like you're gonna drop off and get a pastry to go to work, you're gonna go there, drop off, be there at work at 8. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You're gonna, yeah. Um, the it's an amazing thing to see. People have been supporting her. She has a TikTok account. She posts pictures on. Um, of course, me, just like a lot of other people, we followed it. I repost everything she posts. I repost it. That food looks amazing. I'm just like, it's almost too pretty to eat. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, I wish I know one thing. Yeah, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I think I can find it because I followed it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Um, this is amazing. You're going to be blown away by all the love that this young lady has gotten. So there's Jenna's page right there, and of course read the comments. The comments are pretty they're pretty fun to read. The comments are pretty fun to read. Um, and that's happening like a couple of times now. Another woman did the same thing to a restaurant in New York, and it was a little different for this one. Is that she contacted the guy, said she's a food blogger, food influencer or whatever, and she wanted to come over there and cover his restaurant, get some food and drinks, and the owner said, "Yeah, all right." Um, um, I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does. Eric, uh, you want to come up, Eric? You can just let me know. I'll drop you the link. So, oh my gosh, your food looks amazing. So so again, there's another one where this happened just this week, where this influencer called this restaurant. The owner of the restaurant said, "Yes, come on, and come over. We'll take care of you." It's a nice restaurant. It's not like it's not. It's really pretty. It's really small, but it's really pretty and they serve good food. Well, she goes over there and runs up a bill of $200. And of course she pays for it, but she leaves a $6 uh oh, okay, not a problem. That was a fun show tonight. That was definitely a fun show. Don't forget to put the link in the Facebook group. Um, so the owner of the restaurant, like he covers the bill, $200. She leaves, or oh no, she pays for the bill, but she leaves a $6 tip. But the thing is, though, it's like he's waiting for the you know, no, I guess I take it back. I believe that he did take the meal, and but she still left only a $6 tip. And so he expected to get a write up, like, okay, now you come in, you eat my food, I'm taking care of you. Looking for the writer, looking for the video. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Now finally he gets a little frustrated because he gave out a lot of gave up a lot of meal a lot of money for that meal. So he does what now these restaurants are doing, and more power to him. He makes a video of his own to call her out, like, hey, you know, you said you're going to do a video on here, so that was the deal. What's up? So she does. She makes a video and she rolls the place. Yeah, as we already heard already, bad idea. Um, she gets lit up like a Christmas tree. Christmas came early in her house. People just jumped on her so bad. Of course, she ran. They all run. Like I said, I mean, TikTok people they may be weird, but they don't really like seeing shit like that happen. And so that's what they did. They just rolled this so-called influencer, made her shut down her channel. The first girl in Arizona who tried to ruin Jenna's business, she also got rolled and had to shut down her channel. Then she came up with a new one. People found out about it and just continue to crush it. Um, I don't think she'll ever come back. I mean, as far as her influence, so to speak. I believe that that'll probably be the end of it. Everybody knows who she is now, and people don't forget over there. It's not like a 10-second, 10 seconds. What's new? No, they don't like people like that. And yeah, so look, I got to talk about two words I don't like. Uh, you know, social influencers and fake Christians. Two in one soapbox. That's pretty good. Yes. So Eric here is talking about his series with Melissa Hill. Watch what now? Which they are covering one fun film, one like I guess what you say, one fun film and one dramatic film. One week they cover a serious movie, and the next week they cover something fun and frothy, and so it's a good mix. It comes out every other week, and so far so good. So far so good. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. And today they talked about Valley Girl from the '80s. I thought that actually came out on Crown International. I got that confused. That was because Deborah Foreman. I thought I got that confused. Valley Girl was not by Crown International. The movie My Chauffeur was from Crown International, and that also starred Deborah Foreman. So I got that confused. But I still love Crown International. They had themselves a run uh, before they went belly up in the early '90s. They were around for a long time. Man, I did not realize how I thought they were just there for a handful of movies, but they were there for a while. So But yeah, I got that confused. But still, fun movie starring Nicolas Cage and Deborah Foreman, Cameron Dye, E.G. Daily. Um, Fun movie. I think they're going to be talking about next for the next show. They're going to be talking about because Melissa hasn't really been into horror that much. She's just getting into it, and so I guess the next movie that they'll be covering will either be Halloween '78 or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I voted for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre because it's the first real horror movie, as far as horror as we know it. That really is the gatekeeper there. I mean, really. Uh, that's like slasher horror. Now, supernatural horror, of course, with the Exorcist, but as far as slasher films go, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the gatekeeper. Halloween, I like Halloween, but I just when it comes down to either like what movie will you take with you on the desert island, I'm gonna be taking Texas Chainsaw for sure. Uh, that's right. Now I got me and the Cheeto. In fact, we're doing this as soon as we get off here. We got movies to watch tonight. We have The Negotiator that you guys voted on for me and him to watch. Watch this when it came out in the theaters. This is a great movie. Um, Very good pick and very good voting on that. Uh, let's see. Larry says that he's not the biggest fan of Texas Chainsaw or Halloween. What's funny? It's really weird. Is what really makes Texas Chainsaw Massacre really pop off. I mean, it's a gory movie. It's a gory movie, and the guy getting impaled on the meat hook to dangle. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, um, but what really makes Texas Chainsaw Massacre pop and still have relevance is the dinner table scene. That is absolutely crazy. Well, the first time I saw that, that disturbed the shit out of me. That girl was just screaming and screaming and screaming. I mean, you could hear her going insane. That's what really gets you. It's like, they're all laughing at her. I mean, she's just shutting down. Um, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Um, I guess what really sort of like I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I didn't see the first one in the theater because I was too young, but I did see Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 in the theater, and I was really disappointed with that one. That was other than one kill, that movie was disappointing as hell. They played it for sort of like a horror comedy, which I didn't get that at all, considering how terrifying the first one was. But other than one kill, um, the second one was not all that for me. I was just like, um, no, I haven't seen anything else since then. I have a lot of the Texas Chainsaw remakes in my collection. I want to see the one with Jessica Biel. I hear that one is the one I need to watch, with Jessica Biel and Ermi. Uh, and I definitely want to see that. Um, and the other one we're going to be watching for Dollar Theater is Where the Crawdads Sing. I This looks interesting to me. This sort of sounds interesting. It's from a book. I never read the book, but that's where it's from. So it's supposed to be pretty good. Uh, I remember when it came out, people seemed to really like it, and it was a box office hit, but I never did see it. And I finally got a copy of it at the library. So I've had this one for a while, to be honest with you. Um, the Negotiator here with the Snapcase, this one I got from the library as well. Um, but this was a public donation and has a case on it. So I just remember this being a crackerjack of a movie. And we got off to a good start with the TV show series I started. Um, so we're trying to figure out a good name for it. I wanted to go with the Cat House, but somebody else took that name Cat House, so I can't use that. I was going to use Cheetah House, but I was afraid it sounded too much like the Cat House, and I can't use that one anymore. Um, but no, we actually went with we actually were going to go with TV Thoughts. Yeah, yeah, that'll bring him in. So I said, nah, that sounds sort of lame. So I said, well, what can we call it? And then Jamie Hart came up with Boob Tube Retro Jam. I thought that's actually pretty good. I like that. I liked it. She liked it. But nobody else seemed to like it, especially YouTube, because when I tried putting it out there underneath that title, nobody came. They weren't directing anybody to that. I guess they don't like the term boobs in there. So we had to drop the boob. So now we're calling it Retro Jam TV. That's it, Retro Jam TV or Retro Tube TV or something like that. So we had to change the name. I've only done 5 episodes that already have 4 name changes. It's almost like I would come up with a new name for every episode. Um, but that is the series I started because I have a ton of TV shows. Ton. I don't have anything recent. That's the weird thing. I don't have anything recent. Like brand new. Like playing on Netflix today, like The Pit. I don't have anything like that. A lot of my shows are, older. So that's why I call it retro tube. They're all older. And if you looked at the playlist, which I will drop because you asked for it, uh, I'll drop in the chat there. If you take a peek at it. Now I did do some. I did there have been a couple that are relatively recent. I don't know what that means to people. That's relative, I guess. So here is my playlist for that, and I got one so far. So far, we got we got 4 out, and the 5th one drops tomorrow. But I got one from 19 and then from the 1970s. I got 3 from the 2000s. CSI, Burn Notice, the Book of Daniel, and then tomorrow I drop another one, and this from the 1960s. Um, so it should tell you that like I said, I have a series, but I don't have I don't have either recent series or some of the series I have are incomplete. Means I don't have like a lot. I've seen a few movie tubers. They'll start and watch a review, like Buffy seems the most popular one. I think I've seen like 4 or 5 people do that, and I want to say that Gory B movie did that. Did a a a deep dive into Buffy the Vampire. I believe she did. I do have some complete series, um, but it's just too difficult to especially something like a CSI or a Supernatural, something like a Law and Order that has 20 years of shows, like 450 episodes. Like I wouldn't be posting anything else other than that if I try to do that. So yeah. So what we do, we just go ahead, find a series, and watch a episode of that series and talk about it. So I think it's a lot of fun. It's like it's like watching a little mini movie. You get in there, and we do about 30 minutes worth of chit chatting about it. Um, I know some people will go longer with that. I think if you were doing just one series, I think yes, you could do an hour for each episode if you're doing series in order. Um, but since we're not doing that, we're just going to do like between 30 35 minutes. Um, some a little lower, some a little higher, and I was trying to figure out how to do comedies, and I think I'm going to do what I did before with Hogan's Heroes. Is uh, I'm not going to cover three. I'm going to cover two. I'm going to cover two episodes of any comedy series that I talk about. Um, that gives enough. That's enough. It's about, if you give about 15, 18 minutes a piece, depending on what episodes you watch, I think that would cover it. And we will be doing animation as well. Animation, we'll be doing that as well. And this is the first time that I've done pre-recording. So I'm not doing it live. Um, I'm doing it pre-recorded, so it comes out at 6 o'clock every Sunday, and that seems to be working out all right too. I'm learning how to use it. I never taped before, so I'm learning how to use it. All right. Uh, what else is there? I'm sure there's something. Let's see. That can't be all, right? No. So I have been enjoying my oh, okay. So we'll probably go back to the land of the talk. Um so I am starting to book November for eight questions with the last two guests that we had scheduled for October. We moved them to December, and I got two booked. I got three others that I got on, trying to confirm. One I got today, which I really, really hope works. A young man named Tim, who has a cafe over in Surrey, England. And I met him this morning. He was he had a camera, he had a live stream going on his TikTok, and it was a lot of fun. Hey Doc, what's up? Of course, has to. Yeah, you got to say what's up, Doc. Greetings, sir. How are you? Um, so he has a cafe he runs with his wife and his and called Nap Hill Cafe, and I asked him if he'd be willing to come on here and talk about his restaurant, and he said yes. So I'm going to be trying to putting that on the books, and hopefully you guys will all come on over and check that out when I do. Really nice guy, and holy cow, watching him cook was a real pleasure. Um, his cooking area, it's the most spotless I've ever seen in a cafe setting. I mean, his grill was spotless. Most of the time, things get so hectic that they can't really always necessarily keep it so spotless. Not the case with him. Now, I definitely want him to come over and hang out because I want him to explain some of the dishes that he cooks. Uh, oh, hanging in there hurt your back somehow. Oh my gosh. Chiropractor? Can your will your work pay for a chiropractor visit? I highly recommend that. They'll probably want you to go physical therapy. I just say take me to the chiropractor. Man, I'm really sorry to hear that, doc. That's no fun. So we got that. We're trying to book our first, again, trying to book our first professional wrestler. He said he would like to come onto the show. So we're trying to get him on here, and then a writer, a friend of mine, to come on. I was supposed to schedule physical therapy. Yeah, muscular swelling. Okay, so it means you strained it. You must have been lifting. You must have been overlifting. Mm. Where do you work at, Doc? If you don't, if it's all right to ask. Not. It's a. Hey, Steve and Lucas Boy, how are you? How are you? All right. We're just flapping our lips today. Nothing going on. No agenda. Um, just talking about how you know, a couple of knuckleheads covered earlier. It's just, of course, it's sort of embarrassing that one of them happened to come from my state. It's like you hear about that and you go like, well, yeah, where'd that happen? Texas or Florida, California, Michigan? Oh. Let's see. See, I'm a janitorial supervisor at a biological weapons facility for Planet X. Okay. Well, you know what? That's what happens when you work for Project Pegasus. Oh yeah, I know what Planet X is, but that's what happens when you work for Project Pegasus, right? I'm actually still hoping to find some more of that Agents of Shield. I found a couple of seasons a long time ago at the library, and it's always the same when you find a TV series there. You get really excited because you're going like, okay, well, somebody liked it at one time, but now they're getting rid of it, and you sort of hope that you run across it again. Like okay, um, but a lot of times, despite the funness that is the library, um, sometimes you can get a couple of seasons from a good show, and that's all you'll get. That's all you get. He works for the Ghidorah Project. Uh-huh. All right. I definitely. Let's see. Steve says he watched a good movie on Netflix tonight, The Marksman, starring Liam Neeson. I heard that is actually pretty good. I do have a copy of that I did get from the library. I heard it's pretty good. I got the movie I got recently, not that long ago, that I need to watch because I heard it was really good too, was The Beekeeper. I saw a clip of one of Jason Statham's he beats up on the bad guys. I saw one of his beat ups. It was off the chain. In fact, it had a chain in it. Um, let's see. I just watched the first three episodes of Plurbius today. Fantastic show so far. Yeah, see it now. See, that's what kills me. Is like, see, I want to, when that show comes out, um, when that show comes out on a series, see, it probably won't even be released, and if it does, it'll be released for a high price. So I have no chance at all of seeing it, which is okay. I shouldn't be saying like I'm all bummed out by it because I have so much here already. The Beekeeper was pretty good. Um, yeah. Oh, magic or robots. All right, so I got you. I got the magic one for you. One of my favorite magic movies with magic in it by far. Actually, it's one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies by far too. Is The Sorcerer's Apprentice. That is a damn good movie. That is a damn good movie. So exciting. Jay Baruchel, Alex Kriege, Monica Bellucci. Still didn't give her anything really to do though. And of course Nicolas Cage. But The Sorcerer's Apprentice is off the chain. Very exciting movie. I wish that Disney would have taken a chance on it and gave it a sequel. Death Stalker 2. That's with Daniel. Yeah, I know who is in that one. I've got a few of his movies. I think it's named like Earnhardt or something like that. Daniel something. I know the name. He's pretty good. I saw him do a movie with Wesley Snipes and Zoe Bell. And actually, he did a. I think he did a movie for ISC as well. Let's see. That one stars Daniel Bernhardt. Yeah, Daniel Bernhardt. Patton Oswalt's in that. Okay, that's different. Patton Oswalt, Paul Lazenby. I wonder if that's related to the George Lazenby. Christine Ojalo. Uh, Nina Bergman. Wow, nice. She's really sexy. Of course, that means she'll be the evil sorceress. And everybody else, I do not know. A remake of the cult classic 1983 Sword and Sorcery film. Yeah, I remember that. I'm trying to remember who was in the first one. I don't think that was I don't think that was Mark Singer who did the Death Stalker. I Oh, okay. Let's see. Rick Hill, Barbie Benton. Okay, Alana Clarkson was in that. God rest her soul. Richard Brooker, Veronica Lynx, and yeah, some other people I don't know about. I don't know if I've ever saw the first Death Stalker. Now I did see the Barbarian Brothers. Yeah, that's a interesting. I would have to look up the second one. I wonder if it got a physical release. See, that's the other thing too. It's like when these new movies come out, that's the first question you ask is, did it get a physical release or not? Because not every movie does. In fact, yes, the Singer was in the Beastmaster with Tanya Roberts. Then the syndicated one, Daniel Goddard played the Beastmaster, and Mark Singer joined it for the last season. He played a different character. Yes, Deathstalker 1983. I don't think I saw that one. I think I saw the Barbarian Brothers, and that was the first movie I think Eva LaRue did. Ah, let's see. Was direct to video in the day. Yeah. Yeah, it would have been a direct to video. You're right, but now you just don't know. You don't know if it did or not. Yeah, Daniel Earnhardt, he's a Bernhardt. He's a good action guy. He's good. I saw the movie with him and Zoe. Let's see if I can find that. Let's see. Man, they made some great posters back then, didn't they? Oh, Daniel Bernhardt. Let's see what he's done. He's done a lot. I know that. Let's see. Deathstalker, Nobody 2, Ballerina. Wow. Chief of Station, The Equalizer. Oh, the TV series, Equalizer. Extraction 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's see. Makeshift Resurrections, but he only was extra on that. That's strange. He's on the first Nobody. Uh, let's see. Atomic Blonde. Let's see. Logan, Agents of Shield, Hunger Games. Man, he's been in some serious action movies. Yes, very much so. Very much so. I think actually I want to say that's actually a hobby that's actually rising. As far as people looking for posters. A lot of folks will go to the theater and they'll ask a manager if they can have a poster. Of course, the theater, you can ask, but a lot of times they'll give them to their own people first, but sometimes not. I've gotten like 10 or 12 posters. I don't have them now, but I had them. I got about 10 or 12 posters from different theaters. Um, I know there's been a lot of good movies out there who the movie was not very good, but one of the best covers I saw was on Wild Eye, and that was Bigfoot versus Zombies. Man, you can laugh at the title and you can definitely laugh at the movie, but that poster is fire. And it's why I bought the movie based on the cover. I was like, I don't care what the movie is. That cover is badass. Um, and then I did watch the movie, and then I like, but I did tell Rob, the guy who owned Wild Eye, I did tell him in an email. I said, if you ever decide to do that, I'm sure people would line up to buy your posters. And last thing I heard from him that he was trying to make that happen. He was trying to make it happen and sell them off their website, but I don't know if it ever got any traction. But Wild Eye, I mean, like I said, man, their posters their movies may not be all that, but their posters are pretty cool. There's been a few posters. I think the most infamous one was Star Wars. Um, and they made a poster up called "The Revenge of the Jedi," and they posted posters of that, and they started putting them out, and then they did a focus group, and people were sitting there. They didn't like the title because they shouldn't a Jedi shouldn't be going after revenge. So they went ahead and they changed the title to "The Return of the Jedi." But the posters that had already been printed, they became instant collectors items. And there's a few people that got that poster. How did you and Lucas go out there and play around today? You play around with the drone today, Steve? And hello, Charles. How are you? I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge you. I just sorry. Saw your pickup video. Man, you're on fire with recently with that Hamilton book, picking up some really cool shit, man. I was like, I'm like, yeah. That tenant, I do believe. In fact, I'll throw that out to the chat. Those who have any collectible steel books, how do you clean steel books? That's a really good question. Um, I would think, man, I really don't know. I don't want to. I don't even want to speculate on that. I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I saw your tenant steelbook, man, for only $6. That's damn good. I was my fingers got itchy. That's right. Lucas Boy's he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's part cat, you know. You know he's part cat, Steve. You know that. Um, and then the Stephen King collection, man. I know a lot of people who roast the Langoliers, right? I do. I get it that the effects on the Langoliers are not that good, and they weren't that good when it was released. But you know what? The story itself, it's amazing. That's a really cool story. And how about Bronson Pinochet? Man, he was evil in that, and he played a great psycho in that movie, completely overlooked, right? I mean, he was good, unexpectedly. Who would think that he'd be, play crazy so well? Everybody loved Bronson Pinochet, Perfect Strangers, Hollywood, Beverly Hills Cop, and then he turns around and he plays a crazy psycho like that, and I really dug that. I really dug that. That glue was industrial. Yeah, it looked like it. I, the only thing I could think of, and this might you might go like what, but the only thing I would try, Charles, I tried creamy peanut butter on it. I tried creamy peanut butter on that because I know that the glue that they use for animals, um, that's what they say. Like they said, well, what happens if you get one of your animals caught in that? How do you get them out of it? Peanut butter. You put peanut butter on there. Yeah, that's same thing with super glue. If it gets on your fingers, super glue, peanut butter. I don't know how it works out, but it breaks it down, and you're able to separate. Wow. Let's see. I have a Ben Hur poster for sale. 12.99. Man, I would try to go to an art gallery with that, Steve, and see if they could sell it for you on commission. They might pump up the price a little bit, but I would go there. I would not do a online sale with that. I mean, you could when you put it on Amazon, you know, but I mean that way you can get your money up front first. But yeah, I'm sure. And then you probably would have to go to some like paint supply store and get a tube so you could put the poster inside the tube and so it wouldn't get crushed during transport. Um, I really enjoyed that. The Langoliers. I thought that was a great story, and the movie was really good. I see Doc says he eats peanut butter and glue sandwiches too. Holy cow, Doc! I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm thinking it has something to do with the oil that allows the breaks the that breaks down the glue. As long as you get your money first out of the deal, Steve, right? That's the first and foremost. Here's the poster. I'm looking for $1,300. And yeah. See, I'm sad to find that Ben Hur is a marketing company and not a drag queen. Oh, I got nothing for that one. Though the kings of the time back there, they probably wore just as much makeup back in those days, Doc, as they do now. Oh, okay. I thought you had a Ben Hur poster. I thought you were looking to sell it. I'm like, yeah, yeah, but if that's what they want $1,200, $1,300 for the last original poster. Yeah, I mean, there's a market for it, for definitely. Yeah, let's see. Supposed to do a From Academy special tomorrow on the ballerina monster and the dark and paranormal history of ballet. There are a lot of movies about ballets out there. I've actually talked to a lot of actresses who've done ballet. The one I remember right off the bat is Tristan Risk. Um, she could do a in point on a beer glass on a beer bottle. She could stand on her big toe on a beer bottle and have it support her body. Absolutely insane. Now I have never heard of the ballerina monster. Um, but yeah, ballet is, man, that's some shit right there. You got to have a lot of love for that. I have not seen Ballerina yet. That did not come through the library. I was hoping it would, but it has not come through. I don't know if Anna de Armas is a true ballet dancer or that's just her code name, but I have not seen Ballerina. What's a From Academy? I've never heard of that. Of course, Thanksgiving is rolling. Going to be approaching. Yeah. Oh, ballet. Yeah. I just yeah. I can't even imagine standing on my big toe and twirling. Go on point and then on your big toe and then dance on your big toe. I just couldn't do that. They get broken down a lot though. Dancers, they get broken down a lot. It's a very strict discipline. I mean, probably the hardest dance of all to do, for sure. No doubt. That's me. Definitely. I think that is the hardest dancing there is. As ballet. I guess the other thing I could compare to it would be ice skating, ice dance. That's probably that's got to be right there. That got to be right. At least you can see the you can see the end. The back end of the ballet car. Oh, have a great night, Steve and Lucas Boy, and we will see you. We'll see you Monday. We'll see you on Monday for your chat. All right. What? How long? Oh, I've been up here for 72 minutes already. Huh. I thought I'd been on here longer than that because my voice is getting wonky. Well, I just got up here just to spout off a little bit. Uh, Soapbox, get on the soapbox once in a while. Um, haven't seen anything relatively new at the theater. I haven't seen Welcome to Derry. Haven't seen anything modern. So, as far as that goes, I don't have much to talk about per se. Um, but I do have a new video dropping tomorrow at 6 o'clock. It is the fifth installment of RetroTube TV Jam. We're covering an episode of The Gallant Men that came out in 1962. Hope you guys will come over and take a peek at it. If you want to be part of the series, let me know, man. We can make that happen. Hopefully next week, a week from Sunday, I'll be being joined by our good friend Ryan, and we're going to be talking animation. It's supposed to be Nickelodeon, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I got to find the movie tomorrow, or else tell them that we're gonna have to go with another one because I don't know what happened to it. It got buried, and I have to dig it up somewhere. Normally, I put them, in front of my big stack, in front of my closet, but it collapsed, and I have to dig out. I have to dig it out. So that'll be it for us. Charles, thank you so much, man. And like I said, man, glad you're back. Glad you didn't leave, and enjoyed your haul video. And yeah, man, we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to get together to do a retro jam because I know you like TV as much as I do. So we'll get you up here and we'll talk about a episode or one of our favorite TV shows. Doc, always a pleasure. I don't know what your. I'll look for your show tomorrow. I'll drop by and say hi. I'll look for your live. And thanks for everybody else who came out and hung out with us tonight. Um, yeah, I won't be seeing you guys again until November. I think I'm gonna supposed to be back on the 23rd. Um, 23rd, the IFC Midnights will be back, and we are going off the beaten trail for that. We will be covering a movie called Spring. It is neither IFC Midnight nor is it Shutter, but it is what our good friend Ben from Cadaver Club wanted to return and talk about, and so we said, hell yeah. And I believe for December, Mary Wilson has picked Haunter out, which is an excellent movie. Really good one. One of the better IFC movies I've seen. And then that will take us to January and a whole new slate of films. Uh, yeah, looking forward to that. And of course, I'll be back here on Eight Questions With. I'll be back here on. I'll be back on the 2nd of December, Tuesday, December 2nd, with Jill Holder will be our guest for that, and more guests upcoming. Thanks so much, and we will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Hey, Lady Valerie. Just getting ready to jump off the cliff here. Um, Sweet nightmares, no doubt about that, Doc. Um, yeah, we're about ready to get out of here, but we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. here. At 6 p.m., I have a premiere tomorrow here. I'll be talking about the Gallant Men tomorrow night at 6 p.m. It's only about 30 minutes long, so come out and hang out with me and the Cheetah. We'd love to see you there. And yeah, if you have any TV shows, retro shows, older shows that you want me and the Paladin to take a look at, drop them off in the comments section on drop off in the comment section, and if we have the TV show, we'll definitely go visit it. Otherwise, have a great night, everybody, and stay safe. Peace. It's always the hardest thing to do, sign out.